Hello everyone and welcome to Network Playroom. In this video we're going to talk about Python strings. So I've kind of moved away from PGP for a little bit because my colleague is leading a DevNet Associate study group at work, so I've been reading the official certification guide and other study material. The idea is still the same. I'll try to summarize what I've learned and I'll try to keep these quick introductory videos, nothing too complicated. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about the Python string a little bit first, and then we'll go on the Python interpreter, and I'll show you some stuff on the command line here. So the string data type is a sequence of characters, and they are inside quotes. Now you can use single quotes or double quotes. And the string can include numbers and special characters, although some characters have special meanings. For example, if you want to insert a new line inside a string, there is a special way to do it, but that is a topic for another video, so I'm not going to cover that in this video, but just keep that in mind. Now, a string is just a list of characters in certain order that Python keeps track of. Strings are indexed starting from 0. So if you want to retrieve the first character of the string, it is in position 0. So now let's go on the command line and let's create a simple string. So we'll say A equals, I'm just going to be very boring and use A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This will make sense when we want to retrieve those characters, so you will see it more clearly what happens versus if I had used the same characters inside a string. So what we've done here is that A is the variable that the string is assigned to. And by the way, you don't have to specify the data type when you assign a value to a variable. Python automatically recognizes the type from the value. So now that I've entered that, Python knows that it's a string. So actually, if we want to retrieve it, we can just hit A here and Python will print out the output, or I should say Python interpreter will print out the output. If we had done this in a script, this wouldn't work. So if you insert a random A in your script, it's not going to do anything because Python doesn't know how to handle that. But here in the Python interpreter, we're good and we can do it this way. Otherwise, I could have done print A. All right, so let's use square brackets to find a character at a particular index. So let's just use 0 to find the first character. So we'll do A and then square brackets. So now that's gonna print out the first character in our string. And next, you can specify ranges by using a colon. So that will yield the characters from the starting position up to the ending position, but not including it, if that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, so let's look at it on the command line. So we can do A square bracket 0 to, let's say, 3. Now, before I hit enter, let's think about what this is gonna do. So it's gonna start from 0, so it's gonna be A, which is in position 0, B, position 1, C, position 2, and now notice here D is in position 3, but as I just mentioned, this is up to but not including the last value here. So when we hit enter, it should give us ABC. Let's see what happens. Just like that. Next, if you want to print the rest of the string from a starting index, you can do the following. So let's say we want to print out the rest of the string starting from position 2. So in our case, it would be the letter C here. We can do 2 colon and leave out the remaining part. So we should get C, D, E, F, G. Just like that. Now, if you want to print the start of a string from a specific index, you can do the reverse. So let's say we wanted to print out the first 4 characters from our string. So we want to print out A, B, C, D. How we have to do this is A colon, square bracket, colon, and since we want up to D, which is in position 3, we actually have to put 4 here, because remember, it's going to print out up to, but not including it. So this one should give us A, B, C, D. Now you can also use negative numbers in the indexes. So if you use a negative number, you start from the end at position -2. -1. So if we want to print out the second to last character, for example, if we want to produce F, we can do A, square bracket, -2, and close the square bracket. Similarly, you can find ranges using the negative numbers, but this might require a little bit more focus to understand what it's actually going to produce. So, as we've done before, if you specify a number, let's say -2, which we just used, maybe it'll make it a little bit easier to understand, and colon. What do you think this is gonna produce? So let's think about it. So it's gonna start from position -2 to the end of the string. So that should give us F and G, right? And it does. Now in reverse, if we do it the opposite way, so colon -2, what will this give us? So let's think about it. It'll start from the beginning of the string and it'll end in position -2. So from the start of the string and to the second to last position. So it should give us A, B, C, D, E. Because remember again, it's up to this character but not including it. Let's find out. And that's exactly what it gave us. Okay, now, so you can also perform math operations on strings. You can use the plus sign to add or concatenate two strings together. So let's create another string. So let's do B, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. There we go. Okay, so now if we do A plus B, so we get those two strings put together. Multiplying strings works as well, so let's do something different. Let's say we want to say hello 3 times. So that's what it's gonna print. It put it together because I didn't include a space at the end. So if I actually wanted to adjust it a little bit, I could do hello space times 3. So now it looks a little bit nicer. Now finally, there are many built-in methods in Python that allow you to manipulate the string in different ways. Let's just look at a couple of examples quickly. So let's say we want to change the string to all uppercase letters. We can use this method called upper. So we can do a.upper, and that should give us the string in all uppercase. Similarly, we could do all lowercase with the lower method, just like that. That concludes the video. I hope you found the information presented in this video useful. This was just a quick, basic introductory video about Python strings. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.